On April 29, 2025, deputies responded to a local elementary school after reports that a driver had struck a crossing guard with her vehicle.
It's all right.
Wish you didn't chase me down after I struck him. Excuse me. How are you today?
Good. So, no, so I'm gonna read this to you. Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you before and during any questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before and during any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?
Are you arresting me?
Well, right now you're being detained. You're not free to go. I'm questioning you in regards to an incident this morning. So, understanding these rights.
I understand them.
Okay, you understand these rights? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me?
I wish to talk to you.
Okay. So, you know why I'm talking with you? The incident.
My son called me.
Okay, so I got called to Pinecrest Academy, which is the school right over here, in regards to a vehicle that was going the wrong way down a one-way aisle, with a crossing guard school employee was telling him to stop. Okay, the employee said that vehicle was driven by a female,
Right.
and we told them to stop. They had to turn around. The female told them that they didn't know where they were going. They weren't from this area. They said, well, you have to turn around and go the other direction. And they says, no. And then at that point, the vehicle came forward to the employee, striking the employee on their feet, honking the horn and then the legs, and then laid on the horn.
No, sir. I didn't
Okay.
believe that happened.
So they also provided a photograph of the vehicle with the tag. So this is your vehicle?
Yes.
So that is your license plate?
Yes.
And that is your vehicle there? Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you driving the vehicle at the time over in front of the Pinecrest?
Yes.
You were operating the vehicle?
Okay. I didn't know it was a school zone, sir.
Okay. Do you recognize this gentleman?
Yes.
Okay. So
Wait a minute.
that's the one that you struck.
No, I didn't strike him, sir. I did not strike this man.
Okay. Well, when you first walked up here, you said that at least I didn't have to chase you down after you hit him.
Well, you would think if I struck somebody, they would have called you straight away.
Okay. So when you walked up here, why did you say that at least I didn't have to chase you down after you hit him?
I know. I thought about it while I was waiting for you. I was like, why in the world? Okay. And I said, don't say that. This man can do his own job his own way. But I'm like, normally if you hit somebody, I mean, even tap them with your car, which I did not do. I just got closer and I just saw, oh my God, there's a school over there. And
so
he
was
belligerent, mean to me.
Okay.
Okay. But anyways,
well, he's directing traffic.
Wouldn't you call the police straight away and say somebody just hit me?
How do you know he didn't call right away? You fled the area.
He said, I'm calling the police. I said, do that.
Okay.
Call the police.
And how do you know he didn't call right away?
Well, because you would have been...
This isn't a video game. We don't spawn when they call. We have to respawn there. So he has to call.
Well, I don't
I have to get the call. Then I have to respond out there.
He let me go. Finally, he stopped the traffic.
Okay.
You know, he didn't tell me. He told me... Okay. First of all, I didn't know it was a school. I came in on the back road because I was looking for a car wash that was back there. Okay, so I came in from the back road and I saw all this construction to the right of whatever they're doing at that corner. I had no idea there was a school there. Okay, and then I went down and I said, I got to get out of this parking lot. This is congested here. And I looked, and the first buildings that I saw were like businesses. I didn't know there was a school. So I said, I got to get out of here. So I went down to the back road, and I wanted to make the first turn, and there was a woman with a young little 7-year-old standing there, and this is where I am in my car, and he's telling me something, and no voice is coming out, though, like one way or nothing like that. But he's making hand motions, and I'm like, there's a car right here on the left of me. I said, well, I know he's got the right of way. I said, I gotta move. You know, I didn't know if they were crossing or not. So I said, I'm not listening to a 7-year-old. I don't know what he's... So I turned left. There's no arrows, okay, saying that's a one-way. I move up, and then I didn't see it was a school, and I didn't realize it was a school.
What does it being a school have anything to do with you
Because
driving
if I-
towards and running
I-
into an adult that's standing in front of your car
Because I
telling you
wouldn't
what?
listen to the man if he would have said to me, all he would have said, ma'am, this is a school zone.
What does
You
it have
can-"
to be? What if we're here in the parking lot?
Because I didn't, because he's,
What is the difference if I'm here in this parking
I
lot
didn't
here
know it
versus
was- I
what does a
didn't-
school zone have to do with the fact that you
I
drove
didn't-
your car
because I didn't realize.
into a pedestrian?
I didn't drive into the pedestrian, sir. I didn't know it was a one-way. I did not drive into him. I just thought it was somebody trying to help with the congestion in the area.
So you drove.
So I thought he would not let me go through because.
So you drove your car at him
Right.
in an aggressive manner because he's standing in the middle
It
of the road.
wasn't aggressive. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. When I realized it was well, first of all, he
So-
told me to back. He said back up. I said, sir, I'm not good at. I'm not good at backing up. Okay.
Okay.
He's directing traffic. I don't know he's a school guard until I got closer and saw his badge.
Okay,
whatever
and then
it
what
is.
happened?
And then I got.
So
well,
after you
you're
realized he was a school
directing-
guard,
Then he told me, well, if you can't back up, park over. Okay, they're dialogue. They're diagonal parking spaces.
Right.
And he said, well, park over there. And to park over there, there's cars parked in the front. It's still diagonally. They're like this. Okay. And there's parking spaces on this side. I cannot swing my car. I told him, I don't know how to do that. Okay. I said, I don't know how to do that. You're directing traffic. You've got to let me through. He could let me through. He could have nicely said, this is a school zone. You know, you're going the wrong way. And then I saw the arrow. I said, oh my God. And then
Okay.
I saw the school zone. I said, oh my God. This guy is
So-
trying to make a spectacle out
so
of me.
you notice in this picture, the gentleman that you struck is not
I did not-
taking the picture. Somebody else is taking the picture.
Right.
That means somebody else was there that witnessed the entire
I know,
thing.
I'm sure everybody witnessed the entire thing and is going to say that because I laid my hand on the horn. I said, if you want to call the police, call the police. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I laid my hand on the horn and I would not let up on that horn. I said, if you're going to make a spectacle out of me, let's have the police come here, make a spectacle out of me. And that's the way I was thinking. And then I felt really bad
Because why?
I was in a school zone. I said, oh my God. I looked to the right. I said, this is a school zone. I saw his badge. Okay. And
How
then
close did you get to him?
I got close enough to look to see his badge. I'm like, who are you?
How close? Go stand in front of your car and show me how close you got.
I got close.
So you drove up that close to him? With a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
I
if
just
you were standing in the roadway telling somebody to stop and they got that close to you with their vehicle, what would you be thinking?
Okay. If
What would be
I-
going through your mind if somebody came at you with their vehicle and got that close and you're standing there telling them to stop?
They want me to move.
Okay.
Okay, I would move.
Okay. What else would you be thinking?
What am I doing wrong? Okay.
You wouldn't be thinking that this person's about to run me over?
No, I would think I would go and talk to the person. I would walk over here and I would say, do you realize you're in a school zone? Ma'am, I told him I'm not, this is what I would say. Ma'am, you realize you're in a school zone. Sir, I didn't know how to back up. I'm not from around here. Just park over here. And I said, sir, I don't know how to park over there. You're directing traffic. Do your job and let me out. He said, no, you're not getting it. He said, no, I'm not letting. He
Right.
came up to my car. He walked up to my car. He said, no, I'm not letting you out.
You just told me you drove up to him.
Well, I did drive up a little further
So how did he walk up to your car if you drove up to him?
because he walked up to my car and said, no, I'm not letting you out. And then I just laid my hand on the horn. I did not strike him. I know because he would have said, she struck me.
So I have a gentleman.
1,000 people were witnessing something, right?
I have
Because they know
a
this man.
gentleman that wrote a statement is swearing that you struck him with his vehicle. I have a witness that says you struck him with your vehicle.
No, it's a lie. That's a lie. I would like to talk to this gentleman.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
That is a lie, sir. I did not strike that man.
No.
I would not be that aggressive. I thought he was any Joe.
So let me ask you
directing
this.
traffic.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm out here, not a school zone. I'm directing traffic.
Right.
You want to go through.
Why aren't you letting me through?
What makes you, if I'm directing traffic, it's for a reason. Are you going to drive that close to me?
Because he said me. No, he approached me first.
You just told me you drove up to him.
No. He
Okay,
approached
so-
me first and told me to
No.
back up.
So go ahead and put your stuff down in your car. Put your stuff in your car. Yes, ma'am. You are going to be placed under arrest for aggravated battery with a motor vehicle.
Okay.
Put your stuff in your car.
Okay.
Oh, I have a statement and a witness that says you did.
Of course, absolutely. Okay, of course you would. I did not strike him. He came up to me and told me to back up, and I had no idea why he was telling me that. You're gonna ruin my whole life because this man was aggressive with me, and I didn't
No,
listen
ma'am.
to a 7-year-old.
No, ma'am. I'm not going to ruin your life at all. No, ma'am.
I have to get my keys.
Okay.
Just told me that if he would have nicely just said, "Ma'am, you're in a school zone."
School zones has nothing to do with you driving your car at somebody
It
and
would
hitting
have
them with it.
changed my whole perspective of what was going
So-
on.
So you think you can just drive your car up towards somebody aggressively and strike them if it's not a school
He
zone?
was aggressive with
Okay,
me.
go put your stuff in your car. I'm gonna at least let you do that.
Oh, and another thing, I'm starting to pee. My right arm.
Okay. Okay.
76.
I'll open the doors.
I just. This is gonna get ruined in the heat,
Okay.
so I'm gonna put it on the bottom because the sun's gonna.
Where's your phone and your
That's
driver's license?
That's I'm gonna
You can
just
take your phone to with you.
Yes, but I'm just gonna put this here because it gets ruined in the heat and cover it up.
Is there anything else you want to take with you?
I don't-
Do you want your keys to stay in the car here? So your son can come get the vehicle?
No, I don't have an extra key.
Okay.
Sir,
So how's your son going to get into the car to get it?
I don't know. But I'm not a violent person, okay? I didn't strike this man.
Okay, well, that's not what my victim and my witness are saying.
Well, of course, there's a school there. They heard me. I laid my hand on the horn. I wanted the police to be called. I wanted to let them
So
know.
why didn't you stick around for the police to show up? Why did you leave?
Because he stopped the traffic and let me go through.
So you didn't want the police to be called?
No. I thought he realized that I did not know my way around here, that I was serious. I
Okay.
could not back up.
So a one-way street doesn't mean you can do whatever you want because you're not from the area.
It's not a one-way street.
It
it's
is a one-way
parking
street.
lot. It's a parking lot, and the arrow, they've only got one faded arrow pointed at the
Okay.
other side.
He told you it's a one-way and you could not come through.
I don't remember.
That doesn't mean that you're allowed to go through because you're not from the area.
I don't remember.
If you were to travel out to, say, New Mexico and you come across the same situation, then I'd be like, oh, you're not from here, so you go ahead.
I don't remember him
So-
telling me it's a one-way street, sir. I would have backed up if I realized it was a school.
It has
He
nothing to do with a school zone.
but
You were directed,
he was keeping children safe. I didn't realize that.
okay?
I didn't realize he was keeping. I thought he was anybody. I didn't know he was anybody.
You're still being directed.
Well, who was directing me? I didn't know who he was. If he
Okay.
would have came up and said you were
You
this.
leave your purse here. You don't need to take that with you.
No, do.
No, you're not going to keep it. You're not going to have it in jail. You're going to take it from you in jail. Might as well leave it here.
Are you in jail?
Yes, ma'am. You're going to jail. So might as well leave your purse here.
Can I use my phone?
Not right now, no.
Why not?
Because you can make phone calls when we get to the jail. They'll allow you to get phone numbers out of it.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe this is happening to me.
Just your wallet? You want to take the whole wallet?
I'll just take my driver's license, I guess. God, this big.
You will have a bond. I'll have to look up. So do you have any credit cards or anything that you want to take with you to possibly bond out with?
I'm gonna have a bond.
Yes, you will have a bond.
What happens if they find out I didn't strike this man?
It's between
Okay,
you, the
lying.
judge, and the victim.
Yeah, I gotta
You want to take this with you?
Well, it's got my driver's license.
I have your driver's license. I have your driver's license already.
You have my keys?
Yep, and your phone.
Oh my gosh,
Face away
you're
from
gonna
me.
handcuff me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you lock the car door?
I will lock the car up.
Can you make sure it's locked?
Yes, ma'am. I will make sure it's locked.
That's why I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, if I really hit somebody, you would think that they would be after me straight away.
1915. That's for the deal. Anything in your pockets?
They said I'm not a violent person.
What about this pocket?
No,
Anything in there?
no, sir.
Have a seat.
Ouch.
Go ahead.
I had no idea that was a smoke.
She was charged with aggravated battery with a motor vehicle. Disclaimer: the suspect is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.